That's all you need to do. All right, for our Disruptor segment, joining us now, John Castorani, Alabama, District 1. Hey, John, am I saying your last name right?
Hey, John, good morning. You're saying it exactly right. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
See, Castorani, it's the Italian in me, Johnny. I can still say it from New York, even though I'm an Astro fan. John, tell me about Alabama 1. Where is it? Give me the geography. Tell me what's going on, John.
So Alabama 1 is the 5 southernmost counties in Alabama, right on the Gulf of Mexico. We're calling right now from Fairhope, Alabama. That's my hometown, beautiful Fairhope, great retirement community. We're looking at the bay right now. Lovely weather out here. You should come down sometime.
I've been to Fairhope, John. I know where it is. So does that also include Mobile?
Yes, sir. Mobile is the big city in the district. Mobile, the city, and Mobile, the county. Those two main counties, Mobile and Baldwin County, with a little bit of Monroe County, Escambia County, and Washington counties.
All right, and who represents it now?
This is Bradley Byrne, who's now running for Senate against the infamous Roy Moore, that I know that you're not very fond of.
No, I'm not a Roy Moore fan. I wouldn't vote for him, and I think it's stupid that he's in the race again. And my biggest fear is that somehow he emerges as the nominee again and Doug Jones gets reelected because he cannot win, John. He can't win. And if he did win, he'd be a walking, talking nightmare in the Senate. So I hope Republicans in Alabama, I know it's an open primary situation, get him out of there. No, that's Louisiana. I hope and Mississippi. I hope they don't vote for him because he would be a catastrophe. Now, tell me about your race. How do you win the Republican primary? How many people are in it?
Yeah, so right now there's in the Republicans. I'm the fifth candidate to declare. We're actually declaring today. You were the first interview that we've done, so we're announcing live here on the John Fredericks Show. How we win is we're going. It's not really a red awakening. I see that hashtag. This is an R15 district. This is more like a generational awakening. We're going to say no to cronyism. We're going to say no to the state senators and state representatives that believe it's their turn, that deal with special interests. I'm going up against 3 people right now that have about $500,000 cash on hand. And that's not coming from the people. That's coming from some big money donors that we don't need in South Alabama. That's why I resigned my job in Northern Virginia with the intelligence agency and moved down here. And I'm going to risk my livelihood to represent my home district. Because we need to get rid of that. They're not accomplishing anything in Congress. It's all partisan politics. I'm the only veteran running in District 1 on the Republican ticket. So we believe that is a good starting point, and we're ready to launch. We've got our staff in place. We've moved down here. Everything's ready to go. We're starting today.
So, John, let me get this straight. You quit your job in the bureaucracy, defense intel, in the Washington, D.C. area where I live, and you went to Alabama. Now, are you from Alabama?
Yeah, I'm from Fairhope, Alabama. My family still lives in Fairhope, Alabama. I live now in Fairhope, Alabama. This is home for me. I left due to enlisting in the Army. So needs of the Army took me to the great state of Georgia, where I enjoyed my time. And then I worked at Indrick in Charlottesville, where I listened to you frequently. I lived in Louisa County, Virginia, and then I went up north to Springfield and worked for an agency in Springfield, Virginia.
So now you go back to Fairhope, where your family is from, and you're running for Congress. 5 or 6 people, 7 people going to be in the race. And remind me, the way Alabama works is top 2 people get in a runoff, right?
Yes, sir. So
so basically you have to hold the winner under 50% if you don't win, right? Under 50%, and you have to come in second in order to get in the runoff.
That is correct, John.
Okay. And you're not part of any of the swamp establishments. You're not. You didn't serve in Montgomery. You're not a state legislator. You're a veteran. So you're basically the ultimate disruptor in this campaign.
Absolutely. Yep. We have no political interest, no special interest. I don't know anybody personally in Montgomery except for a few veteran friends of mine that work for the Montgomery Police Department. I'm a local boy. And I'm focused on the actual voters. I'm out here talking to real people, asking them what their issues are. I'm not going to Airbus. I'm not talking to corporations, asking what I can do for them or what they can do for me.
So you basically moved back to Alabama, quit your job to run in this race in order to kick some ass, right?
That's right. We're conducting an unconventional warfare campaign, which is what I've been taught throughout my entire career. Information warfare, we're going to hit the ground running. I'm young, I'm athletically gifted, I'm fit, and we're going to knock on doors. And nobody's knocking on doors yet. I ask people all the time, whether it's in Mobile, whether it's in Atmore at the casino, hey, have you seen any of the other candidates? The answer is always no, because these candidates are out at big-time events, catering to special interests, and I'm out here talking to the real voters.
John, do you have a family?
I do. So I'm actually divorced. We're on great terms. She's very supportive. She lives in Augusta, Georgia. Her name is Stephanie. She's one of my biggest supporters, and I've got a girlfriend who also still works in the government up north in Virginia. She's a huge, fantastic supporter. No kids. I got a dog that's on my website. Her name's Sterling the Silver Lab. That's my family.
All right, John. So no kids yet. So you're basically putting all your focus on this campaign. We're with John Castorani. John is running for Congress, Alabama District 1. That's southern Alabama by the Gulf. That's Mobile, Fairhope, down that area. The incumbent Representative Byrne is running for U.S. Senate, so he's opening the seat up. There's a 5-6 person race for Senate, including, I think, Tommy Tuberville and others, and along with the whack job judge, whatever his name is. I've purged it. I've exorcised it out of my mind. And John, so you're going to have to upset the establishment apple cart here in Virginia. Let me ask you something as a veteran. Give me your opinion on Trump's pullout of Syria. Wrong move, right move, and why?
So first and foremost, I support President Trump as my commander-in-chief. But I will say that it was the wrong move. We are now going to oblige and do the third genocide of the Kurdish people since 1991. And I know personally a Kurdish refugee that joined the military. We deployed to Africa together earlier this year. He's a fantastic person. His family escaped in 1991 after the first President Bush offered assistance to overthrow Saddam Hussein, and they got gassed, as we can all remember. I think it is a terrible move. I know personally 2 people that were part of the 26-man element in northern Syria that got pulled out. They think it's a terrible move. This was a train, advise, and assist mission. The Kurdish are our greatest allies, not only against ISIS and the Caliphate, but against Iran. So a lot of people don't know that our Kurdish allies are always, always, always helping us on Iran, and Iran is a huge problem in that area. And now we're giving the Assad regime and the Russians and the Iranians and Shia militia groups the ability to roam free, support the Kurds because we're creating that power vacuum. We have close to 11,000 ISIS detainees that we have no idea what's going to happen to them. It's going to become a problem. We're going to see ISIS and the resurgence of the Caliphate. We're seeing it in Libya. We're going to see it again in the Middle East. They're going to have freedom of movement again. I think it's a terrible idea.
All right, so what would your end game be here? Just keep, 10, 20,000 U.S. troops in harm's way in Syria in perpetuity, just forever?
Negative. No, this is a multi-generational soft train, advise, and assist mission, similar to what we did in Korea, what we did in Germany after World War II, where we kept 1st Battalion, a 10th Special Forces Group, where they're there train, advise, and assisting the Germans.
Well, we still have that was 50 years ago, and we still have troops in Germany and Korea. So now you want to put troops in Syria for 50 years, John.
Right. Well, that is my take on foreign policy, is that you would need a battalion of Green Berets and maybe a few SEAL teams to actually do foreign internal defense. If we don't go there and proactively apprehend the terrorist organizations and combat them, then they're going to come to us. They will always want to come to us. And right now,
that's the neo. John, come on, that's a neocon argument. Fight them there, or they're going to come to our shores. These people have been fighting in Syria since before Christ I tell you, on that, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I want to get the hell out of there. I don't want to send my any of my boys to Syria so they can come home in a body bag fighting for God knows what. I don't care what Assad does. Assad won the civil war. It's over. Assad won. So what? We should have been involved there in the first place. Now, this argument, your neocon argument, John, which is the same one as Lindsey Graham and everybody else going bananas over this. Basically, whenever I ask the question of the end game, it's troops in perpetuity until like the end of time. We'll now have troops in Syria. Okay, let's get to the impeachment fiasco. If you were in Congress right now, what would be your take on? I'm sure, being in Defense Intel, you saw the Ukrainian phone call. What did you make of that?
I personally didn't see anything that constituted as higher crimes or misdemeanors, so I don't think there's anything to impeach. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't Stormy Daniels, if it wasn't his tax returns, if it wasn't the Russia investigation, I think the Democrats were going to find anything that they could to justify losing the election and try to mark it out so that Trump wouldn't have won in 2016. I think it's silly. We have other important issues that Congress needs to work on. Like I said before, it's all partisan politics right now. And working in the intelligence community, I can tell you firsthand there are partisan, very political analysts in the community. Right. I was not one of those. I put my political leanings aside when I was focusing on counterterrorism. And I don't agree with the impeachment inquiry at all.
All right. So you think when you served and you worked for the government, give us a little feel of how real is the deep state?
There's not really a deep state. So I know personally a few of the NSC liaisons for the National Security Council that the agency provides. They're all really great analysts. They don't bring their politics to the table. But you have these mid-level and some senior-level office chiefs that are a little bit more political leaning. I wouldn't say that there's a deep state, though, John. I would say that there's a few analysts out there that can raise the whistleblower flag and it gains attention.
Yeah. So there's going to be, I know, now more whistleblowers, John. All right, I'm running out of time. John, tell us about if people want to get involved. I know your campaign hasn't officially started. You're actually announcing today. I love the fact that you're in this race. You've got the president's back, and we need more people like yourself that are not beholden to the special interest of politics and the establishment and the status quo and everything else. People want more information, John. Where do they go?
Yeah, so they can get me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's all John Castorani. That's one word, JOHN CASTORANI. And then there's CastoraniForCongress.com. But all of my social media will link you to the site. They can find out all their information there, and they can follow me on Twitter and keep up to date on everything that we've got going on.
Okay, John. Final question: Astros or Yankees?
I'm taking the Astros. And the Astros are going to win the World Series this year.
Right answer, John, especially being South Alabama, right? That's kind of Astro country down there. Because the alternative is what? The alternative is Tampa Bay Rays.
Let me be honest with you. We're mostly Braves fans down here, and I was a little heartbroken last week when my Braves showed up in Game 5 and laid an egg. The Cardinals can't do anything against the Nats. They scored 10 runs in the first inning against my Braves. So I'm going to take the Astros the rest of the way. That pitching staff, that pitching rotation is insane.
Right answer, John. But imagine being Atlanta right now, right? I mean, you win all those games. You win a division. You're the favorite. You give up 10 runs in the first inning. The Cardinals have yet to score an earned run in 3 games. The Dead Birds. They're toast.
Yep.
John, thanks for being with us. Johnny, I got to roll.